From 2015 to 2019, the Golden State Warriors had a death grip on the league. They consistently made the finals every single year and were consistently one of the best teams, if not the best team in the league. And once they got Kevin Durant, it wasn't even close. They were by far the best team in the league. And it took so many injuries for them to even, for the other team to even have a chance at winning a championship. And that's what happened last year. The Warriors completely collapsed due to injuries, still put up a good fight against the Raptors. But because of all those injuries, struggled a lot this year and became the worst team in the NBA. But next year, they will have a healthy Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, and they have a ton of assets, including the number 2 overall pick, to help them retool and get back to contention. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over some trade ideas to help them do that. The first trade I'm going over is a trade that was also in my Pacers video, and that is the number 2 overall pick for Domantas Sabonis in 3 seconds. So I talked about this in my Pacers video, so I'm not going to go as in-depth about it, but I'm going more in-depth for the Warriors side of things. So they get, the Warriors don't really need the number 2 overall pick because whatever rookie they take with that, whether it's Anthony Edwards, James Wiseman, or LaMelo Ball, none of them are going to fit in with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson's timeline. So that's why I have them trading it. Sabonis, I think, would fit in great with Curry and Klay Thompson because he is a good playmaker who can set hard screens and is a really good rebounder and would just give them a really good inside presence. I think he would work very well, especially with Curry and Klay Thompson coming off screens for open threes, which would help him really showcase how good of a playmaker he is. And for Indiana, I already talked about this in my Pacers video, but it basically allows them to reset their entire team and start a rebuild. I have them making a ton of trades like this in my Pacers video, so go check that out. But basically, I think they should just capitalize on all 5 of their really good starting players and just get as much draft capital and young assets as possible to help them start a successful rebuild. I also forgot to mention that this trade requires the Warriors to put in the Andre Iguodala trade exception to make it work financially. The next trade is a trade with the Cleveland Cavaliers, which is ironic because the Cavs have been their rivals for a very long, they played each other in 4 straight finals. And there's even more irony in this trade because it's a Wiggins for Kevin Love swap. I think the Cavs throw in 2 extra seconds because Wiggins is way younger, but either way, basically, if you did not know, the Cavs actually drafted Andrew Wiggins with pick 1 in 2014, then immediately traded him straight up for Kevin Love. And, so the Cavs are getting Wiggins back, and Wiggins is once again getting traded for Kevin Love. Kevin Love and Andrew Wiggins are at a very similar level talent-wise, but Wiggins is, a lot younger, so I think the Warriors would get 2 seconds out of this. But I think the Cavs make this just to get them a small forward and also to get off of Kevin Love's contract because Wiggins is still relatively young and can still potentially get better, while Love, it's clear that he's unhappy in Cleveland and wants to go and is also very old, doesn't fit in with the timeline at all. And for the Warriors side of this, I think Kevin Love would just fit much better with their system, especially after they make that Domantas Sabonis trade. Will give them another floor spacer and another player to come off screens and just catch and shoot for threes along with Curry and Klay Thompson. The next trade is a trade with the Washington Wizards. This is easily the biggest trade out of the video. So the Warriors are getting back Bradley Beal, and they're giving up Draymond Green, Eric Pascal, who is a decent young player, Jordan Poole, and 3 first-round picks. So the Warriors would move on from Draymond Green, who looks like he's regressing a lot and doesn't look like he is still the same Draymond Green. And they get back another star. So, now their starting lineup would look like Steph Curry, Bradley Beal, Klay Thompson, Kevin Love, and Sabonis. So that would just be absolutely insane. So let's just unpack this. Basically, the Warriors, the reason they make this trade is even though they lose a lot on the defensive end, their offense gets taken to a whole new level. With Bradley Beal, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry all coming off of screens and just getting open for wide open 3-point looks. With Sabonis dishing out passes, Kevin Love setting hard screens and shooting threes, just a ton of movement and just getting some super high efficient open 3-point looks. And I think Steve Kerr, this would help his system a lot. And I think this makes a lot of sense for Golden State because while they're giving up the Minnesota pick does have a lot of value, I think they'd be willing to give it up for Bradley Beal. And they're also giving up 2 other picks. Eric Pascal, who's been a good young player, but if they could get Bradley Beal, it's obviously worth giving him up. And same thing with Jordan Poole. And for the Wizards, they're getting Eric Pascal, who's been really good this year as a second-round pick. Jordan Poole, who's flashed a lot of scoring potential. The Minnesota pick, which could be really good. Then 2 other firsts. They're getting a ton of value for Bradley Beal before he potentially walks in free agency next year. And you might be wondering, wouldn't they now have 2 horrible contracts with Draymond Green and John Wall? Well, actually, they'd probably only have 1, and I'm going to talk about that in my next video. And that video will include a trade regarding John Wall. So, those were 3 trades to help the Warriors retool and get back into contention next year. And on top of that, they could probably also sign some players in free agency to come off their bench, like maybe DeMarcus Cousins or Tristan Thompson, Isaiah Thomas, Jamal Crawford. Just there's a ton of players that are just really cheap, good role players that will be available in the offseason that they could go after and try to help them win their 4th championship. That's it for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't already. Also, comment down below what team I should do next. I am actually planning on doing a huge video with just that's not specific to one single team, because there are a few teams that only need 1 trade to be made, and I don't think making an entire video on just 1 trade is really worth it. But I might do that. But comment down below if I should just make a huge video combining all the other trade ideas I have, because I have a lot ready, or if I should make individual videos for each team. So anyways, that's it for the video. So bye.